4 album sales in 09.
Did you hear that? He was gay. Keep it real.
Ross, I'm not gonna say I heard that.
Yeah, but it's true. But it's the truth.
How do you know that's the truth?
He's gay. The world knows he's gay. But more importantly, it's the truth that you heard he was gay. Because everybody in the room said they heard he was gay.
Did they?
So I know you heard it.
Damn, for real. I'm proud of my brother, for real. I was saying like how he had the car show, he pulled up on me.
He pulled it off.
And I got to use his products. And we was like, you know, let's have a, you know, an act of love.
This true, yeah, this true inspiration. Me being with my brothers, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, yo, we here. We the neighborhood association now.
You better believe.
You better believe it, motherfucker.
The board.
Yeah.
The board. Puffy just gave me $1 million after I was just taking pictures with this shit everywhere.
What's the rock?
For over a year.
Oh,
yeah.
Shit, that's pretty
no
dope.
contract, no shit like that.
Just as a thank you.
Yeah, just on some love. So, like the slippery soap.
Thank you. Yo, I actually washed the car because I'm supporting my brother. I'm not just buying slippery soap. I'm actually using it myself, so.
Carisha roof of the truck. He made it happen. I'm proud of you.
Only for slippery soap.
That's right.
Let's go.
Do you look at them any
You
less?
mean like Rose? Jack and Freeway Ricky whole existence?
Rose ain't on the list, man. Goddamn, you gonna throw Rose catch a stray?
He can put it on there. Put it on there.
Okay. Yeah, like you know, Rose.
That folded over bitch.
You know, he gets inspired by what someone else.
Yeah, he was so
works.
inspired. He pretended to be that nigga until somebody called him on his fake ass G, and then he went running around looking like a Buddha with his shirt off, beating on little bitches, singing about "Pass Me the Sage." I don't get it. They own fucking Rick Ross ass too. Fuck you, Rose. You fucking folded over bitch. You still paying the gangster disciples, I know, because one of them's related to me. Still paying. You still paying, ho? The Rose, the fake Rick Ross. Because I know the real Rick Ross. Like, what kind of grown man who was a prison guard comes out to pretend to be a real gangster and then still tries to hold the name while the actual man is living in the world?
What is it with you and Ross that's just been going on for so long?
Nothing else works for him outside of mentioning me. When things get bad, you mention me. It gets covered further. I get covered across the board. They get covered on the hip hop blog. It is what it is. And you watch because I have nothing else to say. You'll just see it happen periodically as it goes. You know, you see that big white elephant? That property he lives at? It costs more than the nightclubs. He's in the nightclubs. What kind of rich cut his own grass? Why you out there cutting your own grass? You trying to save money, nigga? You don't want to pay for the lawn to get cut, huh?
Ain't nothing wrong with cutting your grass.
50 Cent is trying to take down Diddy.
No, he's trying to move Diddy and Jay-Z out the way so he can run it. And the truth is, I ain't mad at him. I just don't trust him. Because the truth is, he would just be another kind of monster in another kind of way. He don't want things to change. He just want to be the one that's running it. See? Easiest thing to do is to take your enemy's feet and hold them to the fire for things you know that they won't admit. Which is why when that C&D came out, he took all of that Diddy shit down. Because of his tape. Say. What is it with all of these pretenders? And now they got an even bigger one named Curtis Jackson. They should check the EPA report and the toxic waste he's been allowing to be dumped around the property of Millennium Studios. And then when Diddy goes and gets into trouble and you need to convince the white people you're still in control, you bring Kendrick Lamar, who we already know you don't like for the way he embarrassed you on Don't Kill My Vibe, the remix. But we also know you got ties in TDE, Sean Carter, and you got a switch on top.
Rick Ross has finally broken his silence, and what he's revealing about Diddy has left the industry shook. In a bold interview, Ross confirmed the whispers everyone's been hearing for years, that Diddy's empire isn't built just on music and business, but on secrets, manipulation, and dark rituals. According to Ross, Diddy has been running freak-offs and occult-style ceremonies behind closed doors, dragging in young artists and celebrities with promises of fame, only to control them with fear and footage. Ross says he saw it himself, and he's not holding back. The moment came unexpectedly. Ross was on a podcast, cool, calm, collected, when the topic turned to Diddy. The host laughed nervously and tried to move on, but Ross leaned in and dropped a bombshell. "I've been to them parties, I seen what go down, and it ain't what people think." The room went silent. Everyone knew exactly what he meant. Ross then explained that the reason he stayed distant from Diddy, despite years in the same circles, was because he saw things early that didn't sit right. He described walking into a room where people were wearing masks, candles lit up the floor, and music wasn't playing, just low chanting. "I stepped out and never went back," he said. But that wasn't the end of it. Ross says Diddy didn't like that he left. He started hearing rumors, industry whispers trying to tarnish his name, people saying Ross was difficult, paranoid, or unstable. But he wasn't any of that. He just didn't want to be controlled. They use fear, they use tape, they use secrets, and if you don't play along, they come for you. According to Ross, Diddy doesn't just throw parties, he orchestrates rituals. These events, he says, aren't about networking or celebrating success. They're about testing loyalty, about submission. They want to see who's willing to go the furthest, who's down to sell everything for everything. Ross claims that young artists are groomed for these gatherings. You think you're coming to a mansion party, then you realize ain't no phones, ain't no windows, and ain't no way out until it's over. He said Diddy watches from a distance, surrounded by cameras, making mental notes on who follows instructions and who hesitates, and that's where it gets darker. Ross said that what Diddy calls entertainment, the rest of the world would call abuse. He talked about artists being asked to perform degrading acts while being filmed. Those who refuse are blacklisted. Those who agree are rewarded with features, awards, and mainstream attention. But the price? Your soul. Ross referenced multiple celebrities who, after attending one of Diddy's events, were never the same. You see it in their eyes. They got that blank stare, like something happened, but they can't say what. And for years, Ross says he kept quiet out of fear, but now, with lawsuits mounting and the feds raiding Diddy's homes, Ross decided to speak. He said what he saw at those parties reminded him of cult rituals, symbols on the walls, people in robes, chanting, red wine in goblets that didn't taste like wine. It wasn't no celebration, it was a ceremony, and the worst part, cameras everywhere. Diddy didn't just watch, he recorded everything. Ross confirmed that Diddy keeps an archive of footage, blackmail on everyone who's ever stepped foot inside his inner circle. That's how he keeps them in line. You speak out, he leaks a tape. Ross said that's why so many people in the industry stay quiet, not because they're loyal, because they're scared. He even claims that Diddy once tried to bring him in deeper, inviting him to the real meeting, telling him there were levels to this. Ross turned it down. That's when things started going left. Canceled projects, cold shoulders, rumors. I knew what it was. I said no, and they punished me for it. Now, with everything unraveling, Ross is watching the empire fall, the raids, the lawsuits, the witnesses, the footage. It's all coming out now, he said. What was hidden is being exposed, and it's only the beginning. He spoke about the Circle, a group of high-level figures in entertainment that allegedly operate like a cult. Diddy, according to Ross, is one of the heads. He's the one who initiates, he's the one who tests, and if you pass, you're in. If you fail, you disappear. Ross warned that this isn't just a scandal, it's a spiritual war. These people worship power, they believe in symbols, they believe in sacrifice, and they'll do anything to protect their kingdom. He said what happens behind closed doors would break the minds of most fans. When asked why he's speaking now, Ross said, "Because I'm tired of watching people get destroyed. I got homies who've been lost to this, young kings and queens who came in with dreams and left broken." He believes speaking the truth is the only way to fight back. He confirmed that federal investigators have reached out to him. They know I know, and I told them what I could. Ross says he believes the tapes, once revealed, will change the entire landscape of entertainment. Once the public sees what he's done, it's over. He says Diddy's image as a mogul is dead. This ain't about bad boy anymore. It's about bad choices, bad actions, and bad spirits. Ross says the darkness Diddy brought into the industry is being pushed back, and the light is finally shining in. The wildest part, Ross believes this exposure was always inevitable. You can only hide evil for so long. Eventually, truth kicks down the door. And now that the door's open, there's no closing it. He said to watch for the next wave. Other artists gonna start talking. You'll see actors, producers, even politicians start to distance themselves. Because the collapse isn't just personal, it's institutional. Diddy's downfall isn't a surprise to Ross, it's the result of years of manipulation finally catching up. You can build a castle on lies, but the storm always comes. Ross ended his statement with a warning to others still trapped inside the circle. It's not too late to get out, but once them tapes drop, ain't no saving you.